No, the masturbation jokes are not gone.
Those are the good ones.
Now
we're
bring it back. Let's bring it back.
All right, I'll let JC do this.
What did you say, Prag? What did you say?
I said, this is a tough movie if you're into self-soothing. It's a tough movie to watch. Welcome to Three Grandmas Yapping About Cannibal Holocaust. JC, do you want to introduce our guest?
That's the name of the podcast. That's like from now on. Three
chatting
Grandmas Yap About Cannibal Holocaust.
That's right.
Three Cannibals Holocaust About Yapping.
So welcome.
There's a lot to yap about.
Once again, welcome back to the podcast, Abbabox. You're always throwing us a humdinger.
Oh my God! I thought your Rutsakido G Legend of the Overfiend was bad to force upon you. And rewatching this movie, I said I have committed cinematic assault upon the three of you.
No,
The first of
I have
many,
assaulted you, and this movie is an assault.
I'm sure it's
Every
gonna get a
living
lot
moment
worse.
of this movie feels like you're being violated.
Big
it
time.
starts slow and then it builds, right? I noticed that. And then to the end, it's just like it's your own personal Vietnam by the end. It's like a lot of these images, I feel like it's like war reporting.
Oh my God,
shit, bro.
if you're really high like I was with edible in my body and you sense Ruggero Deodato on the ground as these people are being torn asunder by the cannibals, and it's kind of, it's I don't know what kind of film they shot it with, but it's kind of that the fire and the blood and everything starts to seep together in these sort of wafting tones on the film. And
I took a screenshot. I did a screen because the overlay is so fucking cool. That
it's
was
beautiful,
really cool shot.
but you tell me it hurts.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
You want to talk about your
Start with the
relationship to
pros or
Cannibal
the
Holocaust?
cons? Oh, my relationship? Okay, let's get into this. I really
love
like zombie movies that were coming out of Italy, right? Full cheese zombie, or obviously the Romero Dead films. So I did a lot of research and trying to watch every zombie movie, and then I realized that there was a adjacent genre called cannibal films, which just had just as much gore, the same sort of punishing synth soundtracks. So I watched a few of those. Jungle Holocaust by the same director, Ruggero Deodato. Yes, this is his second cannibal movie. And Cannibal Ferox, which is just as nasty as this one, but not as artsy, maybe, if that's
It's terrifying.
Animal deaths aren't really lingering, and we don't. There's a turtle death in that one too, but it's not as real animal death in that one. This movie is filled with, I didn't realize, a lot of real animal death. I just remember the turtle scene, but after revisiting it, it might as well be Animal Cruelty, the motion picture.
It's hard to stomach. It's really, really tough to stomach.
I had to buy a bootleg of this back in the day, early 2000s. I think this is a bootleg. You couldn't find this movie. This movie wasn't available in the United States. I think it played in the Grindhouse early on, and it bombed for whatever reason. But did you know,
for whatever
this
reason,
is the second highest grossing movie in Japan in the 80s after E.T.? Number two.
I saw it in Tokyo at a double feature. It was E.T. and Cannibal Holocaust. It was perfect. No, that's amazing.
A movie made for 100,000. I'm not joking.
Because it's so intense.
It was mentioned in the documentary.
It's the umami.
The second grossing highest movie in Japan in the 80s after E.T. Cannibal Holocaust. The director was arrested and charged with making a snuff movie. I don't know. The documentary says that was mostly obscenity charges. They're just trying to.
Well, yeah, because everyone in the public was like, "What the fuck?"
You know that the director told all these cast members to lay low, so everyone believed that this might be real. He was the whole fucking thing about this is they were trying to trick people into the theater, thinking they were watching a snuff movie.
It was very realistic. Like it
and
felt
they were, and they were. In many ways, they were.
It could have fooled me.
I'm sorry, the intensity of the chaos felt realistic.
When I finished
because
this
if you're
film,
isolated in the jungle, you can get away with all kinds of crazy shit. People did when indigenous people first met European settlers, right? Like they went into villages and did that shit. That's not something that does not happen.
Like, if you just had a thicker Italian accent, you'd sound like the director Ruggero Deodato. He still makes excuses for every horrible thing he did.
If
to
you're
make
upset about
movie.
this, then don't celebrate Columbus Day anymore if you don't like it.
He says that they ate every animal they killed. They ate it. They ate the turtle.
Yeah, but were they
the pig.
torturing the animals though? It was like not even just killing. It was just like torture. And like the graping scenes were like the heaviest grapings I've ever seen.
You mean the stone mud dildo death grape?
Oh yeah, and it's just like the chaos of it. It's just like dragging someone through the mud and tying them up, and it's just like it felt like every fucking serial killer in the world watches this to get themselves fucking going before they do it.
Yeah, but I still watched it. I haven't killed anything. I swear to God. I just can't believe these movies were made. I can't believe something like this was made. I'm not saying that
you have to be someone who likes the stuff to watch it. No, it's a fascinating fucking thing.
When you started to hear through the rumblings of early internet, before there were 15 billion podcasts that could cover Cannibal Holocaust in all its glory, or 3 documentaries, you just would hear about this movie, Cannibal Holocaust, supposedly the worst.
It is
movie ever made, and not as in bad, so bad it's good. Like everything in it makes you feel bad.
It's like the whole
very sad.
There was 3 I always heard about. It was this.
It's just
film.
like watching a war. It's just like watching a war.
So there was 3 I always heard about. It was always this film, Sailor, or the 120 Days of Sodom, and a Serbian film.
I heard Sailor's got a lot of poop. I did see a Serbian film because I've met people that liked Cannibal Holocaust and they pushed me over towards the Serbian film. By the time I watched the Serbian film, I was kind of over this, exploration of this kind of cinema. So it didn't really hit for me. But I don't know if I'll revisit that. You liked that one, right?
I actually liked a Serbian film, but this film I was not into. Just putting cards on the table, I was not into this.
I had a feeling that most everyone here would firmly plant their foot down and just say, this is a nasty, nasty movie that you don't need to watch. You don't need to watch it.
There were some good things in the beginning, and I love the beginning, the photography of New York City, and they're like doing and it looked like this sketchy found footage film for sure. And then I love it was kind of funny in the beginning because the 3 bad guys, the camera crew or whatever, the dude and the lady and the 2 dudes,
only in about a third of the film if you really think about it.
They're in the beginning and then they're in the second half, right?
Yeah, but
and it was chill until the turtle. And then as soon as the turtle gets it turns into a fucking crazier and crazier ride. It just gets fucking bloodlust, and they're
What makes it even more nauseating is the score of this movie by Riz Ortolani, a famous Italian composer that did a lot of exploitation movies, but also giallos and comedies and just about everything.
The score is good. I like
this score is one of my favorite scores of all time, regardless of it elevates the movie, it elevates the imagery to the point where it makes it even more nauseating in many ways. But I think that's the true star for me. Is the score, and
all
the sound mixing was great.
Here's what I'll say is that if I watch this film, I think context really does matter. And when you're watching this film, I feel like if I watched it through and then I found out that they did all of this morally, right? Like the turtle was a fake turtle, or the monkey was a fake monkey, and the pig was a fake pig, etc., etc. And they did all of this above board. I feel like there's an interesting film here. I think the problem is with the message that the film is trying to convey about colonialism and just how kind of destructive the Western colonialism was, and the way that we exploit other cultures, etc. The message would ring a lot clearer if they weren't doing that kind of exploitation behind the camera.
It does. So what you're saying, to your point, so there was a genre of films called Mondo Films by these two filmmakers, Jacka Spetty and this other dude. I can't remember their names. But they would make movies where they go around the world and show you different cultures, and sometimes they would straight up doctor footage to make look what these tribes do. They eat their own poop or some shit.
They sensationalize it.
Yeah, they'd sensationalize this tabloid journalism. And this movie is commenting on those types of movies while becoming one of those movies.
And
it was the most meta. Yeah.
Mondo generator.
In the movie, do you remember they were watching Andrew Tate, one of those the main guy of the four?
Andrew Tate?
Well, no, it was his name. Andrew Yates.
Something Yates. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Andrew Tate. No.
Jay,
You're right. I think it was Andrew Tate.
Be involved in a remake. Who knows? Andrew Yates.
I think it's Andy Yates. Yeah.
Andy Yates or whatever. He's a filmmaker that
I love that.
Is so they're trying to find this footage because he's a award-winning filmmaker, and they're watching a movie called The Last Road to Hell, which is straight up a Mondo movie showing you real executions that happened in Africa. And those Jacko Spetty guys, the guys who did Mondo Kane, they would go to Africa during, times of great war and strife and just shoot the most insane, real death footage. They try to create a narrative in there with put a Riz Ortolani score on top, like you're saying, the troubles of colonialism and, try to add some depth. But it's just straight up exploitation, sensation, terrible imagery. So this guy puts in his movie, Ruggero Deodato, that these people make Mondo movies, and then at the end of the day, they're the monster, right? Because they're the one raping and killing and burning and creating a false narrative of this tribe. So it's
but he's doing that.
That's what Ruggero Deodato did it himself. He made a movie where he exploited people in it. And, he made someone shoot a goddamn pig. So I watched that.
He also didn't pay any of those native tribe extras, like all of those extras.
There's a documentary out about that where they find the tribe members and talk to them. I got to get my hands on that because I need to know what's going on that end.
Oh,
and
he didn't pay any of them.
Yeah,
and they put them inside a house. And, they put him inside a house and burnt it. And
right. Yeah, and then the graping and all the scene where the camera guy is just grab that little monkey and all that whole fucking scene was nuts.
I was confused. That first
they had sex in front of the village. That was nuts.
Once it reaches doesn't really explain why they're fucking monsters. It makes these the film crew seem like a bunch of goofballs,
right?
And then as soon as they get out there, they just go straight sociopath, psychopath.
Right. I didn't see that coming.
Sort of,
and the last Road to Hell, there's no way that crew would have made that film. There's just no way.
And all that is a fucking montage of executions. So it's
real ones.
Yeah, real executions.
And then the lady afterwards is they're just paid actors, but the footage that we watched as an audience was actually real.
That's what this guy is doing. It's it's just a way to try to. Is this movie art? Maybe. But at the end of the day, how he got there was the same way that the criticism is, right? That's the most fucked up part of the movie beyond the 13 animal deaths, grape scenes, and women on a pole through the vagina out the mouth. But that was proven to be fake. That's not real. That's not real.
But in that scene, is the implication that the crew stuck her on the spike, right? Not the tribe.
I think it was a tribe. I think it was implicated.
I think actually that was they went over that in the Shudder doc. It was the tribe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought they were implying because the way he's smiling at it, and then he's like, "You're on camera. You're on camera. You're on camera."
I think it's sort of yes ands their terror and disgusting nature when they see that kind of stuff because she was not pure or chaste or something.
Right.
She had sex and
because me watching it, I thought the implication was that they were doing the kind of setting stuff up, sensationalizing it and making the tribe out to be more. They ended up being as violent as
they did come upon in the early scene with Robert Kerman. Who's the I don't even know what he is. He's the guy. He's actually a former porn actor. The guy with the mustache that you watch him wandering around trying to find footage. He was a pornographic actor.
He's my favorite guy in the movie until he
ended up being like the only moral, like the moral counterpoint in the film.
Yeah.
When?
Well, he was the one arguing about not releasing the film.
Well, burn it. He didn't want to show it.
Burn it.
At the end of it, it's like, let's not put this out there. This is like, for what reason? And then again, another commentary on actually watching the movie. We watched it. He's saying no one needs to see this. It's too much. You guys all agree the movie's too much, probably, and the commentary's there in the movie.
Yeah. And then the final line of the film had me rolling my eyes. Like the final line of the film, it's
really
so stupid.
It's so bad. I agree.
I wonder who the cannibals are. And it's like
the most fucking. It's like, Ruggero, you did so much work here for better, for worse, and you just put the lamest line at the end of this thing. I groaned too. I said, I don't fucking remember that much.
Yeah, and it feels like he's like, okay, you have to get it. This is what we're saying. But then, and like, it feels like him trying to really excuse like all of the bullshit that went behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Like he's just like putting the stamp, like this is what the movie's about.
I mean that does kind of negative. Even if you liked the movie, that kind of poo-poo at the end of it, even though you've smeared
he should have said that line, and then he should have just looked at the camera like down the barrel and just winked, and then
might as well broken the fourth wall, right?
Yeah.
Here's a quote from that guy that's behind Time, that actor. We were in the middle of the jungle with an amount of cocaine in the brain that I think should not be allowed when you're of that age. They had piles and piles of cocaine in the middle of the jungle that was provided by some local area, and everyone was so fucking high. That didn't help matters in a lot of the consent probably issues throughout this entire movie. Even
I felt that vibe. I felt that energy, that cocaine fucking chaos.
The actress Chiadi did not want to bare her breasts during the sex scene between her and York, and she became agitated.
Told the guy to pull him down, and when he did, she said no, and then he was like, "But Ruggero told me to." This movie's full of a lot of fucked up shit like that.
Yeah, he screamed at her in Italian until she agreed to perform the scene. Apparently,
made her cry. He was psychologically terrorizing a lot of people on this set to get his vision of insanity done. I think he says he didn't do any cocaine in the documentary. I watched the Shudder documentary called Cursed, but I don't know if I believe that either. Watching him sort of walking around like with this red Italian tan and the gray hairs of his chest hair, and he's got the camera and the sunglasses, and he's just like a little Francis Ford Coppola in the middle of the jungle. But God, I mean, there's practically war crimes committed in this movie cinematically.
Does he talk about like what he was trying to say? Is he talking about
every Italian director that makes these kind of movies makes up whatever excuses they can to get them done? Okay. And if they're making money off them still, Ruggero Deodato is dead now, but at the time he was alive, documentary out about his life too, where he goes over all this, and he just makes whatever excuses he can. He said he grew up with violence on the television. Seeing, this in the, post-fascist Italy Vietnam as a child and the kind of shit he saw, it validates it by what his experiences supposedly were, just viewing, the media in Italy, and also validating every animal death by saying, they ate the turtle, they fed the staff with the pig.
They didn't feed a staff with that little tiny baby pig that they had to kick. Why did you have to kick?
He says. I'm just telling you.
But I'm just saying. I know you're not. I'm not saying it to you. I'm saying it to like to the world.
I brought this movie here.
That cute little pig. Like you had to like. It's not just killing the animal. It's also like abusing it while you're killing it. That was like the turtle was like too much. Like you could fucking kill the turtle and then do all the dismemberment shit. It was like it was living.
All I remembered was the turtle death. I didn't remember all these little animal deaths that just he throws in there for sensationalism.
Life is cheap. It made like everything look like man's inhumanity and just like how the cheapness of life. Like everything, like even the spider they killed. They had that stupid scene with the spiders on the lady.
And shoulder.
Stupid scene. They flick it off, and then they have to fucking kill the spider. Like,
Yeah.
did
Is
you
that
eat the
when they all sort
spider?
of turn? I feel like that's when they all turn into psychopaths after the spider scene.
And after their
the
guide dies.
The
And they're-
guy
yeah, when
got
guy
it,
died.
and that's when they fucking went
And
cuckoo
they
bananas.
chopped
covered
his
the-
leg
they
off and
covered
tried
the-
to sear. Like,
yeah, I
they tried
Right,
to
yeah,
seal
they
his
cut his
leg.
leg off,
And
and
then-
that was fucking cuckoo bananas.
And then as they're searing it, they're laughing about it, which is like crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
Oh, God.
After I
don't
finished
like
this
it either,
film,
Lair Bear. It's
after I
tough.
finished this film, I finished it and went, I feel so bad for Time. He didn't sign up for this.
Oh.
This
I
fucking-
will never
sleep
do this
after it.
again. This is my grand final gross movie I will bring here.
This is
So I
what
have not seen.
I just
I
want
like it.
interesting films, and it's an
I want you
interesting
to
film.
escalate it to get crazier. That's what I want.
I want to know what Time thought. I want to hear his thoughts because he hasn't said
I-
anything.
Is he here?
I have two thoughts. One, two immediate thoughts. One, this is the complete opposite of Superman.
Yeah, that's true.
Two,
Richard Donner's Superman is what it is.
if I feel like if this was happening and Superman knew about it, he would have to stop and question himself whether he can go intervene.
Oh, he would leave.
God.
He would leave planet Earth if he saw this shit. He'd
If
be
you saw
like,
the movie,
"That's
you would
not."
know. Superman.
He would cry. The Superman,
Superman
would be
was
crying,
so good.
emo, bawling at this thing.
crazy. Like it just, I think I happened to get up and walk away to do something like real quick. I think I had to open a door or something for whatever reason. So I never
Some
saw
fresh air.
the pig scene. Yes, fresh air. I didn't see the pig scene. I don't remember
You
that
missed
at
the
all.
pig.
I missed that.
It was a quick. It
all
was
the
like
other
he
ones-
shot him with a gun. It
I
was,
saw
but
it.
it was still real death.
Yeah, all the ones I saw it.
I mean, the turtle one goes on for like 10 minutes.
There's
Oh my
stuff
God,
I've
I
seen in different films where I've been like, shit, ooh, like I look away, like, ugh, that doesn't feel good. This one was like I was repulsed by it, but I had to keep soldiering on because it's part of the process. But
Yeah.
the turtle one especially was like, oh boy, this is, and it was so long, and I looked up and I'm like, okay, that's all right, they're doing
Right?
that, and then I would look up and. I mean, I don't want to get into specifics of what was happening, but just the way, like,
A lot of
It was still
stress. There's a
fighting
lot
for
of stuff
life,
going on inside a
and
turtle,
it was like,
and you
God
never think about it
fucking
until
damn
you
it.
see
Like,
this
it was
movie.
like so.
How did the crew keep it together? Because they
It's so
seem
bad.
like totally.
Yeah,
Like,
they were so
Cocaine.
stoked about it.
I
yeah.
imagine it's cocaine and
Had to be cocaine.
Deodato's dictatorship,
Yeah.
psychological dictatorship that kind of created this vibe where people were intimidated into doing things during the movie. That's the number one part about the movie that even beyond the animal death is indefensible, is how many times he probably took advantage and broke the law straight up in the middle of the jungle. But he got acquitted in the case. But it was, I think it was, the case wasn't to see if it was a snuff movie. This is what the documentary said on Shudder. It was to
Obscenities,
see if it was
right?
obscenity charges. But I
Which
guess
I
that could be
think
part of it.
100%. Like, he should be in prison, I think. For
And
this.
this guy leaned in. None of the actors they had to sign these things. Don't do any press for it. Don't hide out. Like every flyer for it said the real death and shit like that. And it was behind E.T. In Japan as the second most money making movie of the 80s in Japan. So think about that. What's going on in other cultures? This was very big in other markets.
Reese's
This
Pieces
movie
tie-in,
was
too, just like
huge
E.T.
in Germany and places like that, where it's, for whatever in America, it didn't take off. This sort of exploitation, this hardcore, make your stomach turn exploitation, but well made.
Yeah.
That's what's interesting to me too, is now I know how this movie was made. That's always my interest in these kind of movies. How the hell do they get made? Who puts up the money? How do you convince actors to do this shit? Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
Get them isolated.
But why does this movie make so much money? Did
21
every person that
billion.
saw
Like
this
intense
movie in
things.
Japan have deep? Did they enjoy stabbing themselves in the belly with bad thoughts?
Some
Like-
do. There's some guys who like that shit and get off on it for sure. But other people, it's just like a curiosity, and they're not going to watch it ever again. But they know
I can't
about
say
it.
that everyone who likes this movie or gives it 5
No,
stars
not
is a
everyone.
psychopath. I can't say that.
But
I don't
every
I get
psychopath
why.
likes this movie. Not everyone who likes this movie is a psychopath, but every psychopath likes this movie. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Like, I
Yeah,
feel
but-
like whether you
Okay.
give this movie 5 stars, I think that entirely has to do with whether you can just separate art from artists. I can't. I simply can't do that.
I don't think like the indigenous woman who was getting simulated grapings were like knew like it was a show. I felt like you said, they didn't
a whole
pay
part
them.
of the documentary in that
like,
where
do they even know what's happening? They're like chasing them in a field and like tying them up and shit. They
explained to her, but
they explained to her.
Does she even know what a movie is? Really,
so visceral.
Yeah.
Does she know what a play is? I don't. You know what I don't know.
She know what a play is
because
she lives in the middle of the Amazon, right?
Because they didn't bring like actors from they didn't bring actors from the US to play the natives. Like they went in, and
they do that a lot in these cannibal movies because it keeps the budget down. They have some authenticity where they get some tribe that maybe has some acclimation to the real world. They're not going and finding a complete fucking indigenous tribe in the middle of nowhere that's like been isolated and no outside interference. That's fucking crazy. So they find tribes that have started to
mid-range
become acclimated to the outside.
They got sneakers.
Still, they're definitely exploited. They're definitely bamboozled. They're definitely underpaid, or in this movie, not paid at all.
Not paid at all. Yeah,
and that is an aspect of this genre of film that I think died out finally.
People should see this. People who think they can't be rattled by movies anymore, and people who can't be like shaken. Like if you think you're one of those guys, then try this movie and you might fucking change your mind.
Blair Witch Project. This is the original found footage movie.
Film.
This is honestly never thought about it when I first watched it because I mostly find found footage movies boring, especially the Blair Witch Project. Unless you believe it's real, which everyone did at the time. Everyone at the time I saw that in theaters thought it was real. So therefore, kind of like this movie, it gave it a benefit of the doubt of reality that made everyone eat it up faster. I still think
the craft of the Blair Witch Project holds up. I really like the ending, and like I think the actors do an incredible job.
I don't have a problem with the Blair Witch Project.
I literally haven't seen it since it first came out in theaters. So
I admired it when it came out. I admired the ad campaign was amazing, and like they got their fucking movie.
They did the same sort of thing. They did a sci-fi special where they tricked people into thinking it was a real thing.
I remember the
website,
a real
case and a website.
I remember that. They popped off, and it's a great example of marketing when you have a small budget and what you can do. Of course, like the major picture studios wanted the property, so they wanted to make the sequel, so they gave them sci-fi access and stuff. And but they had to get to those people too and pitch them to some degree. And I think they did a wonderful job. It's a great example for like independent film.
What I wanted to say was like I think the film does do something successfully, and it makes us hate this crew. Right off the bat, you immediately hate this crew, and you're just like you're waiting. Like I can't wait.
Hate them.
I can't wait for the cannibals.
And when they finally get their revenge, it's just as nasty as everything you've seen.
Cannibal.
I'm pro cannibals. Like
they're so bad. They're so bad, and like that's awful. Great for what they did. The job though, they were really great villains, and so part of me is like, oh shit, they did the thing. They made me upset. They made me feel sick, and because art doesn't have to make you feel happy, it has to make you feel, and they did that.
Though.
Right, that's where I have a problem with it. But the way they did it was not cricket. Meaning they really hurt animals and they really hurt women and people. And like if you can pull this off without actually hurting anyone, then you that's kind of like what we want, right?
I don't think we
want to be horrified.
I don't know.
We want to be horrified, right?
I'm not saying it to validate people doing this to make a movie, but I mean, I don't know if you can bring that vibe that this movie brings without the exploitation he did. It's not bleeding off the edges of it. I don't know.
I mean,
I'm not saying 100% on it, but
like I've seen some really good practical effects from the time. Like you look at like some of the John Carpenter movies. You look at The Thing. Like I really think they could have done it with an animatronic turtle with some really great special effects. Like you could.
I'm saying. I just mean the amount this movie turns your stomach.
They had to make the cat kill the turtle in order to get them crazy.
Another movie could duplicate.
Listen,
that feeling.
They made them kill the animals to get them crazier and crazier on the cocaine, and so by the time they're burning the village down, they're like all the way in, and they're doing the sex.
Well, that's what I mean. You could have done that. Like you could have done that without.
No, but the actors couldn't go there without the real killing. They think.
Did you guys ever see Eli Roth, who I've decided I don't like? But
good.
It took a while, but he tried to bring back this genre.
with the Green Inferno, right?
And it's called that one
which is
too.
a reference to the original title for Cannibal Holocaust.
It's a mild version of that, right?
And it is. It just sucks. It has no balls the way this one does.
Yeah, right.
It tries to do comedy in it constantly. It's kind of awful and fun in a weird way, but it's not effective. I don't know how to make these movies should they even deserve to exist. The movie of man versus the tribe in the middle of the nature.
This was not like going into this. I was expecting like a found footage film, like the intro. I thought was going to be them like bringing in the footage, and then the rest of the movie was going to be them playing the footage. But no, the first like half of this movie feels like the first half of this movie feels like the montage in like Ghostbusters, like when this, you know what I mean? Like the way that they talk and everything is bizarre. It's
like, well, this isn't a bad movie. Why does everyone hate this movie?
Yeah, I know.
That's so crazy. I mean, they killed the varmint, but not until the turtle does things get really crazy.
I know. Like the first half of I mean, I do think some of the stuff, like when they go to the cannibal tribe, like the like, you know, he has to strip naked and
yeah.
Remember when all the tribe ladies pull out Mustache Man's pecker when he's in the water? There's a bunch of tribe ladies that all get around him and start pulling on his pecker.
Yeah, and like the music's like swelling. It's like
it's like
this is a bizarre movie. Like the opening, like in the way that they portray these like these documentarians, like these complete idiots, like
Scooby-Doo
game. But literally, like
I'm like, oh, these guys are fine.
Kind of that vibe, yeah. I kind of like the main guy though, the Andy Yates. In this movie, he's like so chipper, smiley, nasty. Actually, he's actually. I think even the even though the woman was terrorized, she's quite good in it too. The acting of some of them, despite what we're talking about, or because of what we're talking about, actually, is pretty damn good. The cinematography, as we swell to the revenge of the tribe, is psychedelic in some aspects. This movie does things I've never seen in any other movie, for better and much more for worse.
And also the performances are also held back a little bit because they overdubbed a lot of the dialogue.
Yeah,
unfortunately, which like robs them of like the.
They did that constantly back in the day, though. They would be filming with
that's an Italian film
English.
Thing.
Yeah, they always ADR everything in it.
Like the good, the bad, and the ugly is like exactly like that.
Yeah, the actors on set spoke. Some were doing it in lines in Italian, others doing lines in English. And imagine what kind of performances you're getting at that level. But they
Suspiria as well.
Even the Korean Argento movies. Full cheese movies. Everything was kind of done that way.
Yeah. But I feel like Time had something to say like earlier, but we cut him off. I want to know where he was going with it.
This might be a little bit of a hot take, but I was very disappointed in this movie.
Yeah.
Very disappointed. Yeah.
For what reasons?
It wasn't as crazy as I thought it was going to be.
Really? That's what you got from that? Is it because I started with the Ritsukidoji Legend of the Overfiend, and I gave you something you enjoyed, and then I
crazy enough.
So
what
was crazy?
No. You tell me why. Tell me why.
I can only watch the movies based on the information that I have at hand and in this time frame, in this reality. So. If I've never heard anything about a movie and I go in blind, then I just experience it as it is. This movie has been built up for so long. It's on all these lists of like, oh, this is a crazy movie. From what I've known, what I've heard, because every time I've heard about this movie, I've kind of like.
Have you seen anything prior to watching it? Have you seen like a trailer, a few images from it?
No. Okay, so that's the thing I was trying to get to. So if I heard anything or if I seen anything where it kind of tries to go into the movie, I would stop it because I go, I think I'm going to see this one day, but that's been forever. And then finally I get to watch it. And recently I saw this thing where they were starting to talk about it, and I was like, oh shit, whatever. So I stopped it, but. The little bit that I had heard and kind of gathered was that this movie was so crazy, it was so realistic, it was so violent and that whatever. Again, this is pieced together by little things I've heard here and there. Is that the director was being charged for like actual legit murders, which apparently isn't true, but
that's what he wanted you to believe. That's part of the hype.
And all the actors and everything, weren't there, and the only reason he was able to be free or get away with this is that he had the actors come into the courtroom and go, "No, I'm alive. I'm not."
That's an urban legend that never happened.
Okay, yeah, so that's
happened,
all I had known going into this movie.
Insanity case,
oh, this shit's crazy. And then I watch it and I'm expecting this crazy shit where I'm just gonna be my mouth agape the entire time, going, "Oh my god, that's legit just snuff. Like, how are they getting away with this?" But I'm confused right away at the beginning because it's just a legit movie.
Like a traditional
I'm like, okay, and I'm like, how do people fall for this? Are they stupid? This doesn't make any sense. And then it gets into like them showing the found footage, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's gonna get crazy. And then it never really does. And everything that they do,
what do you think is crazy?
Get crazy once they find the found footage.
What is a crazy movie for you then?
Everything that they did, I expect that from this type of like Italian crazy underground movie. I expect shit like that. I expect natives to get burned. I expect natives to get raped. I expect all this crazy shit because that's been done before. I've seen shit like that. So it's
think because when I
don't know.
Have you seen any other movies like this before? Like Italian
I've never seen anything
exploitation movies.
Before. Maybe Clockwork Orange is
other movies that are like crazy to where they ramp shit up like this, and it's just like it's shock factor for the value of shock factor.
What about the emotional part of it though? Like a movie like Clockwork Orange is just as crazy as this, but without the blood and the like visceral part of it. But the same things are kind of happening. Does that affect you? Like when you see somebody being assaulted like that, a woman being assulted, do you feel like, oh shit, I don't want to watch this?
Going into this, because what I had heard about this film, is that it was really shocking because of all the violence and stuff. And I was expecting it to be like super realistic with the cannibal stuff, like you'd see people getting eaten, and that was this. It's not that. Like, and I'd heard the animal cruelty stuff, but I didn't realize like that's the stuff that shocked me. I didn't realize just how like far they went with like the turtle, and
it was torture. It wasn't even just death.
Torture. Like that's the part that shocked me about this movie, and I didn't think it'd go for that long. Like I didn't think it'd be 10 minutes of them just like butchering a turtle. Like
sexual
alive. It was long. They had the head out too, and it was still working.
Well, see, okay,
it was still moving.
So fucking mean, needlessly cruel.
It was the whole animal stuff. I wasn't expecting that, but I was expecting something crazy just because people have been talking around recently, like, oh, there's a lot of animal stuff in it, and it's the guy didn't really care and that. So I was expecting some crazy shit, but it still didn't make me feel better like watching it. And I still physically recoiled and was like, it's not over, god damn it.
Real animal death is a staple of a lot of these kind of movies and the Mondo movies of this time period, just to toss it in there, just to have a crazy exploitive scene that people go, oh my god, did you see the monkey fight the fucking lion or whatever, you know what I mean, in the fucking movie? But that's so crazy that I want to know your entire film history, Time. I want to
but it didn't affect you as much.
I'm going to take you to a medical center tomorrow. We're going to have some doctors give you an MRI, and we're going to do all kinds of fun tests.
I'm fine.
Yeah, but like that should affect you. That should bother you more. Don't you think?
Why do it bother me? It's not real.
The animals are real.
Animals.
Like, I don't think that indigenous lady knew it was fake when they were like tying her to a fucking
it's not real,
stake,
so it's whatever.
And like beheading a lady, and like the tribe is watching them have sex. They don't know what a fucking movie is. All they know is these crazy people are like contorting, and I don't know. Bro.
Yeah, like that stuff didn't affect me as much.
It hurt my feelings. This movie hurt my feelings.
I saw this in my early 20s, so I don't know. I mean, the cherry was popped kind of early. Like right in college, when I started to learn about this, and I had a credit card,
when that guy gets his cock chopped off, like that looked pretty.
That didn't bother me.
I missed the pee-pee chopping in this one. There's pee-pee chopping definitely in this movie, right?
Yeah,
at the end,
they hold him back, and they use like and then they eat his dick right there too, don't they? Don't they throw it off it's like that's the good stuff. I mean, they want
my favorite part. The favorite part of any cannibal movie for me is when they chop the pee-pee. God damn it.
And then they beheaded that one lady while there was a graping, and they were beheading her while they were graping her, and the whole tribe was there, and like that made me fucking upset.
It didn't look real.
Yeah.
It's a movie that can make you upset.
What does it look like when it's real, though, Time? How does a group of people hold someone down?
I would never hope to know.
Well, okay, well, that's what it would look like if it was real.
No, it wouldn't, because she was laying there and you saw her legs, and they were lightly tapping her legs with brooms. Lightly tapping her fucking legs.
All they had to do is add a little more pressure and it's real,
and then
right?
it was like a pig's leg with some dirt on it, and they just tapped it, and it kind of fell off.
Yeah. Lightly tapped in and fell off.
It was tough. And then Larry
that's not real. That's fun. For a second,
Larry wants
it
to
was
know
fun.
if Abba really likes this movie. And then I have another question, because I'm Flame Princess wonders, does Abba really like this type of movie? She said to me.
I'm from Princess is not.
As I said, I have a desire to see.
She asked me out in another chat.
I have the desire to see these type of movies, or I did in my youth, out of curiosity. Yeah, morbid curiosity that these things got made, that there was a genre in Italy of these kind of cannibal movies, of which this is considered the greatest, grossest, worst, whatever you want to say. There's more cannibal movies than that, and they all have pee-pee chopping scenes, and they all pull the guts out of the body, and they all have the bad stuff this one does, an animal death or two, but not to the degree this one does.
This one's just notorious for it.
Yeah, I put this thing on maybe once every 3 years. And I sit back and I feel sick, but I love the soundtrack. The visuals sometimes in this jungle is beautiful, contrasted with the score, and I do find it artistic. But when I watched it this time, knowing that I'm semi-forcing 3 other people to watch 17 animal deaths,
and that makes you get off,
16
right?
grapes. No, then I started to be like, "Fuck, man, here we go again." It's like Hirazaki all over again, except this one it ain't animated. This is all real. This is real.
Yeah.
So I feel like you're just gonna send me a link to some fucking the next movie's just gonna be a link to a fucking 16-chan.
It's just a live
film,
and then it just disappears.
Yeah.
Like you got to watch this real quick because it's gonna disappear in 3 days, bro.
I mean, it takes me down the rabbit hole of watching documentaries about it again and podcasts and getting into the making of the film, because that's kind of the part of it that's just as interesting to me.
I don't regret reviewing it. I don't regret.
No, and I think as a historical artifact, it's important because it did launch a horror genre. Like, it might have been 20 years later, but there's like you talk to the filmmakers of the Blair Witch Project, and they bring up Cannibal Holocaust as
they hadn't seen it, but they said if they did see it,
on
the documentary I watched, the guy said that one of the directors of that said that they didn't know about it at the time they made Blair Witch, but if they did, they might not have made it because it shares so much DNA in some ways, not every way, but
when Leatherface comes out in Texas Chainsaw, when the famous scene when he opens the fucking
door,
the chaos. That's the same level of chaos that I felt during some of these. And that's effective. And that's what you want from a horror movie. It's a successful horror movie because I was horrified. I was like, horrified, oh shit.
Yeah. It does have a level
I
of
give it
craft.
points for that because it did
I think it does too. I think that there really is some artistic craft happening here with a problematic as fuck director, but
and the color grade. Yeah,
both things can be true.
Can we all 4 of us agree that we don't agree with the way the movie was shot and how it came out and this and that, whatever?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. It shouldn't have been made in this way.
I think they had to do that in order to get the horror.
I don't agree.
What do you mean? How we shot with
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was able to do it without.
Who's that guy that directed Rosemary's Baby? You guys know who I'm talking about? Roman Polanski would have been if they let him, right?
Okay, so
come on, JC.
I just wanted all of us to agree and say we all agreed. So I can just make the joke that we're all 4 of us are Holocaust deniers. That's what I thought.
Oh my god, I was waiting for that.
Nope.
Joke.
Do you see what it says under me? Nope.
Total Holocaust.
The real thing I wanted to say was,
it's too soon
for the crazy things I was expecting, and I didn't get them. Like I said,
what are you talking about? Like, what do you think is crazy though?
Yeah, he's allowed to explain.
That's crazy.
The one thing that I was like, on like a human level, where I was like, oh shit, that's like fucked up and like crazy, was this entire time that that girl is the only one there, and some crazy shit would happen where this and that whatever around her, and like her boyfriend whatever would just laugh about it and this and that whatever, and then when they got that girl in the field and they were raping her, the boyfriend was like, oh shit, it's my turn and the other guys like held her back and were like, "Hey, whatever." And he was hitting her,
nasty
like,
and
stop,
feels
like, do it.
and it's in the
He was,
mud
like,
and it feels
he
really
finally,
real.
Like, that was his final turn to like lose his humanity.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
I'm a
that's
fucking villain now,
yeah.
essentially. And like that
Yeah.
was like
It was
like
dark.
shocking to me. I was like, what
No
the
turning
fuck?
back.
It was
Yeah,
shocking.
I was like, that
It
was
shocking.
crazy.
Heart of darkness shit, right? Like,
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
reminded me
it's
of
like
the
war stuff.
It reminded me of the opening of The Nightingale, if you guys have seen that, the Australian
No.
horror film by
No.
Jennifer Kent. Yeah, it's very similar.
And then Mr. JC says the Serbian film is not as bad as this, Silch. So like
in terms of like thematic, like, and also just knowing what the backstory, like how this film was made, like it doesn't like this affects me a lot more than a Serbian film did, because as far as I understand, a Serbian film was all above board, like they did it all. Like,
simulated
with practical effects and everything.
I mean,
But this
Human
is-
Centipede kind of like goes to this fucking level of depravity. Because
part
what they're
two's
trying to
kind
show
of
is like
on a
how,
visceral level, yeah.
how
but-
low humanity is really at the end of the day. Because they're just treating people like meat and
when
butchering.
I talked about,
But that's what happens in
Repeated it.
war. But that's what happens in war.
There's a fascination there with the base level of humanity and the evils that man can do with me and fighting depression that these kind of movies explore in a way that is right in front of me and I got to stare it down and come out of it on the other side. You know, I guess that's the best way I can explain what the enjoyment is of this movie for me.
Survival.
But like I said, it's not something I'm watching, you know,
to
every
enjoy.
yeah, every fucking.
Would you play this at
months.
a children's birthday party if they're 12 and up?
If I hated the guy's kid and I hated it,
Could you imagine how like
I don't think the artistic merit of this film warrants like the kind of hypocrisy. Like I don't think it justifies the hypocrisy of them making it. You know what I mean? Like
it
just
doesn't,
like
but it is gone now, and the animals are dead, and it's captured on film, and it's just this thing now. So I don't know, and the guy made it dead, and it's problematic as fuck. You can learn from the lessons of the movie,
and the craft,
kind of
like the way that they did the film footage. Like it's like,
so good. It's so well shot with the handhelds at the end.
Yeah.
It's psychedelic.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where I start to really get into it in a more cinematic enjoyment way, other than Robert Kirkman
visually
going through
stunning.
I love that, you know, the producers are like, no, we should release this to the public. No, it's like this fascinating documentary.
Boardroom,
and then immediately afterwards, after the film ends, like they all leave silently, and the guy just picks up the phone and goes,
Burn all of it.
I love that
just burn
that
it all.
theater
Burn it
that
all.
they have where they watch their movies with the,
was so
the fake
funny.
leather seats and the fucking cherry wood. I want a theater room like that. It's so bad. It's so beautiful.
Yeah,
Great.
it's so, like, it made me laugh.
Scotch.
Like, there's some stuff.
And then they
in
kept
this.
looking at each other like, the guy with the mustache was like,
Yeah, just like,
like,
and then like why
like
did
she
they
wouldn't have
include that
walked out of
final
that.
line at the end where he's like, I
I don't
wonder
know.
who the real cannibals
It's-
are.
they
And he
had
didn't even
just-
say it out loud. Like it's an ADR.
They had maybe like that was like a producer after watching the movie going, you got to say that at the end, dude. You got to say that because this is fucked up, and people are gonna be walking out of there with a lead, weight in their belly. So you better say the thing that everyone's the titular line of not the titular line, but the lesson line or whatever. And it's so corny at the end of it though, because it's like.
Do you think that Nickelodeon could make an animated series? With
There's no comedy in this movie really to pat you on the back and keep you
But
going.
what if
is there?
Garfield was in it, and we change it a little bit, and we don't have the grapings, and we
They
don't
would've
murder
killed
the
Garfield
animals?
and ate him.
Remember they're
And it's
goofing around in the,
animated,
they're
and
goofing around
Garfield
a
is the
bit.
hero.
The three filmmakers are goofing around a bit. That's about as lighthearted as it gets, or maybe when the mustache guy's getting his pecker pulled by a dozen tribal ladies in a pond.
Isn't Paddington from the Amazon? Like,
Yeah.
could this cross over with Paddington?
Paddington the Bear is from the Amazon? That's where they found him?
Oh, he's from Peru.
Peru.
He's from Peru, yeah. Like the Peruvian jungle.
Do you happen to have any cocaine? I want to sodomize this villager.
I
that
do
shit.
love Paddington.
I mean,
Like,
we can make it work. How about it's on ice? Cannibal Holocaust on ice. And that way, like, they can't grape each other because they're skating.
That is in my notes. I wonder who the real cannibals are in the corner there, Mr.
Oh, can you screenshot your notes and we can put it in the Discord as a memento? Or is it too crazy?
Yeah, I don't think it's that personal.
Yeah, screenshot it.
The
That's
ladies
perfect.
eat
I
the
love
white
that.
stuff out of the tree. Remember, there's a tree that has like some looks like fluffernutter, and they're all eating this. Is that real? I wonder. What the fuck was that shit inside that tree?
Oh, that's the stuff they chew on it. The older women chew it and spit it into the thing, and it turns. It's like that makes it alcoholic a little bit.
Oh yeah,
it's just
that was like
it's just like very limited.
It's like fermented.
That abortion scene was fucking rough too.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Buried it in the front. She just ran away. I was like, oh wow.
And then they killed her. I was like, what? I thought like while I was watching it, like here's what I thought was going to happen. Like I thought they were going to film and say this is like this awful social surgery, and then I thought it was going to turn out to be just the way that they give birth, but no, it was an abortion, and they just kill her.
I was like, it's going to be a birth thing, yeah,
and it's like,
and that's just when he's wandering around the jungle to find the footage too. That part, that's just like the setup for everything, and he sees some extreme things, and that's sort of like a Mondo movie, like what you're saying. Look at this tribal ceremony we happened upon. This is a real thing that they do. Like that's what you do in a Mondo film. You present that as reality, right? But it was completely constructed scene. That's what this movie is doing. It doesn't make It's going to good commentary.
But then you find out Deodato is a fan of Mondo films. So like, why would he be criticizing them? You know, it's like
he's coked out of he's coked. His fucking tits are coked to death.
It's a lie.
The easiest cannibal movie you ever could make.
He's like, let's make. I'm gonna kill this monkey right now. Everybody, get in the van. We're gonna have sex in front of the villagers today.
The film crew goes, keep rolling. We're gonna get an Oscar for this. Remember when they're shooting all the crazy shit and manipulating reality? And
now they're going to believe me.
Time looks like he's about to drop a bomb. Like an absolute like zinger.
I want to know what the real what makes him upset in cinema. Like I want to see what's really crazy.
I want to know what movie has upset you to the degree that Cannibal Holocaust has upset us.
Yeah. We're more upset by Babe.
Have you seen the beginning of Up? That shit's sad. That shit is fucking sad. Man.
That is pretty. Oh
man, I got recommendation. I gotta check out Up. You compare Cannibal Holocaust to Up, then I gotta go watch
the first
Up.
5 minutes and then turn it off. That's it.
Yeah, the rest of the movie's kind of
it's kind of
Up is
I've seen a handful of Pixar films. I
can't believe that's the Pixar film that got a Best Picture nomination, like of all the other Pixar films.
Why do you not like Up?
It's a good movie.
I like the first 20 minutes, and then it's like,
what's Pixar movie you like? What's your favorite Pixar movie then, guy?
Ratatouille or The Incredibles.
Okay, I fuck with Ratatouille too.
Yeah.
Fuck Patton Oswalt's fire though.
You remind me of Patton Oswalt, Pragpro, by the way.
Thank you.
It's a high compliment, Brad.
I do love Patton. Do we want to somehow score this movie up?
Hold on, put it on my letterbox after this, so I got to think about it.
I gave this a 1.5 on Letterboxd, I think. Because here's the thing: is I think in a vacuum, if you watch this, like I think it does have something to say, but then like finding out the context, you're like, oh, they're just pandering. They're like they wanted to make a disgusting film, and they were trying to use the criticism as like a cover.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like a safety blanket.
Yeah, that's fair.
And yeah, that just makes me hate it more. So I think it's important. Like, there's no denying it's important. Like, I think also like Birth of a Nation, I think is an important film, but it's one of the worst films I've ever seen. But like nothing, I won't deny like the craft and stuff that went into it. But like overall, like I wouldn't recommend this to anyone. Like watch the Blair Witch Project instead. I'd give it a 30 out of 100. I reckon. That's where I'm putting it.
Do you want me to go?
I think it's really interesting to discuss, though. Like,
there's a lot to unpack with it.
Yeah.
Who's next?
I'll go.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give it a 20.
I knew this one was not going to do well.
How many times did you bust?
Listen,
but for a show, it does
that's
well.
disgusting.
Why?
That you would ask that.
Why?
Because like, what would make me bust except for the
Everybody busts.
70s/80s
When it's
porn
over
music
and you know you're
pop
made
up.
it allowed alive, like it's like survival, like one of the Resident Evil game. Like
the psychedelic movie,
you live
movie,
through the chaos, and then
the
you
psychedelic
feel,
music that would pop up that reminded me of like early porn was like crazy. And I did kind of like
It's
it.
good though.
It is really good.
This guy's won Oscars, Rizzler Solani, not for this score, but
Remind
I
me
think
of
he should
Goblin,
have.
bro.
But there is points where it does sound like porno music.
Yeah.
Like that kind of part. Yeah, there's some parts in it, but other parts are like.
Yeah.
sometimes love don't feel like it should. It hurts so good.
I didn't even want to give this movie a rating because it's just like there's just so much against it. But again, there are some parts that like the animal parts, you know, made me again physically repulsive and recoil. And then the performances, like JC brought up, of these actors, just, you know, you think they're goofballs for one part of the film, and then they slowly descend into just madness and villainy and just become giant pieces of shit, and you hate them, you know,
Like,
as it goes further and further.
It's just like depraved.
He was the nastiest one of them all before.
Yeah,
they had to cut his foot off.
It makes me
Why?
want
Because he was
to.
the leader and he was effective. Why is that bad? That's why he's bad.
Remember
Guy?
how he was putting those pins and those butterflies that he would catch live in his little collection? What a sick fuck!
He should be the Joker
goddamn.
in the next Batman movie. That's how fucking crazy he is.
So yeah, I just give it a 20. It did make me feel some things. It didn't, you know. I think it did a pretty good job in the things that
Feel some things.
that
It's
I
an
did
interesting
like.
journey I've taken
little
you
bit I
guys on
liked.
with Kung Fu Hustle, Eureka Kids, You Legend Overfeed, and then Cannibal Holocaust. I
I
don't know
can't
where
wait
to
for
go
the next
now.
one.
I can't
I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah.
God damn.
Okay, this is not easy, but this is the deal, guys. They did what they went out to fucking do, which was to make a horror movie and to make you upset. And I can't, like, and they did it, they cheated. And like, there's a demarcation for that because, like, if you do it, but like, I don't know if they could have done it without doing it like they did it. And the soundtrack was amazing. I do like, as far as overdubs go, that's the way you want to do overdubs, like as close to seamless for the technology of the day. I thought the sound mix was amazing. I thought I took a lot of screenshots of like, not like the crazy horror stuff, but like the fire, the overlay of that and the smoke was amazing. And like, I like the way they shot New York City with like a 16 millimeter, I felt like, or something. And they were like, it was really cool.
Love seeing shit shot on real, real film from this time period. It feels so. Even Cannibal Holocaust has a cozy feel, at least when you first put it on, because it's like New York City and then fucking.
I thought it was a Scooby-Doo movie, and I was getting excited. And then, like, I love the corporate guys. I love, I love their outfits and the fucking sick cherry wood viewing room that they have. And so, like, am I supposed to deduct points because they're bad people?
It's up to you.
Or am I reviewing the art?
Does the art does the fact that they're bad people make the art worse? And I think yes, I think it does.
Okay, well, that's not what I came here to do. I came here to evaluate the painting, and like
Yeah, but the painting's worse because of the
like,
context. Like
but,
it changes.
Listen to me, JC, for a second.
Yeah.
Because this is my section of the review. I spend my time every film that we review, and I have to like not just look at the film, but also look at everyone who made the film. Then we're never going to get anywhere because I'm going to find out one of them called his wife a bitch during the divorce or something, and like,
yeah,
so
but
like,
that doesn't affect. That doesn't affect.
JC,
the
this was a horror movie. It was an effective horror movie. It's a definitive classic in the horror genre. This is a 95.
Wow.
Out of 100. Whoa!
I can't believe I got.
Wow.
You're the one that I was able to fish in with this one.
Hold on, I'm not done with this review yet. I don't like the people. I don't like any of them. I think it's fucking horrible. They should never have made it. They should never make it again. But they did what they came to do, and the villains were so bad. I hate them. I want them to be in prison, even though they're characters. And I just and that's what they wanted to do, and they did it. And that's why you have to like respect the game. Don't hate the fucking player. Hate the game. And the game here is about making cinema that tries to make me feel disgusted, and it did.
I just didn't think it was necessary. Like, you could have done it without that.
And I said that too, and I agree with that. And I don't think they should make this again or make it like that or anything else. But the thing they made scared. It was horrible. It was scary. It was fucked up. It was crazy. It was like what I was expecting, and they did what they tried to do. And that's like, you know,
I get that. I get
Charlie
it.
Manson made that one single. It's not my favorite song, but it's not a bad single. You know, it doesn't mean I like Charlie Manson.
Like his album?
Charlie Manson.
It
Like Charlie
doesn't
Manson's
mean
album?
I like anything that anybody makes. The person. I might like the thing. I might like a photograph somebody took in a magazine, and I don't know who the fuck made it. And it turns out that they're like abused little animals on their spare time. But I might like that photo, and I might give it a fucking 8 out of 10. And does that make me an accessory? I don't think so.
Yes.
Can I make a counter argument?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Okay. So I think like my counter argument is that context really does matter, and like if they say that the film looks exactly the same, like it's the exact same film, but they did it above board. They did it with an animatronic turtle. It looks exactly the same. They just had really good special effects, etc., etc., etc. I think
done it.
But listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
I think that the message of the actual text of the actual film changes because they did that. Like, I think what you're watching. Well, I mean,
man's
like I said,
inhumanity towards man. It's like
man
is horrific. Is the message, and
and also like the colonialism. Well, but I don't believe it because they're not self-aware enough. Because they did it themselves. Like it's defunct, you know. Like it's hypocritical of them to say that because they did it themselves. You know what I mean? Like that's why it undersells it. Like it takes away. It takes away the impact for me.
I don't approve. But it's like a fucking Cannibal Corpse album or a Slayer album or something, or like, you know, seeing Piss Christ at the Met or something, like, you know, it's like, no, I don't want, you know, a crucifix in urine, right? But at the same time, it evokes the emotion that the artist wanted me to evoke, and that is like made me feel something. And so like I'm giving credit for that because that's what art's job is. It's not to do anything else but do the thing that it's trying to do.
Yeah. And
like that doesn't mean like I approve of the artist. The artist and the artist, like the bird and the bird song are two different things. There's a bird and then I hear the song. I don't like condemn the bird if I like the song and vice versa.
But I think
it's a different thing.
Like I think in a very literal sense, the bird song changes based on what the bird's done. If that makes sense. Like,
and if the bird's getting killed, it's going to be a scary bird song, and it's going to be sad, and it's going to move me to sadness and shame and fear, and that's what they tried to do, and they did it.
Fair enough. Fair. Abbabox, where are you sitting with this film now after 20
I have so many thoughts whirling through my head of how I want to give my final thoughts on this. This movie, I don't know if it could have been created with a animatronic turtle with effects in there. I'm not condoning the animal death in it. The animal death in this movie is probably the biggest turnoff, even than the actual, you know, manipulation and domineering of the actors and the tribal extras and all that kind of stuff. It's like in the new Superman movie, they had to cut out a scene where Crypto gets punched because audiences react.
So stupid.
I'm sorry, but sometimes I don't care about animal death because animals are really killed in real life for our own sustenance.
Right.
That's the excuse that the director uses this movie, and there's a lot of exploitive moments, but I'm not overall about animal death in film on this side that we can't show it ever. But guess what? It'll never happen again. Just like this movie will never happen again. No one will make a movie like this ever again because they'll be brought to court quickly. You know, whatever fucking structure is around in Hollywood, definitely not Hollywood, probably not Italy. I don't even know where this could be made this way. This is a one-time, like bizarre. You know, I want to say jewel of a film, but it's a dirt piss pus blood covered jewel, right? But it is kind of a super work of art that is filled with tons of problematic elements that led to its making. I don't really like to watch it as much as I used to back when I was an edgelord who loved this kind of shit and was delving into it because I couldn't believe that it existed. But rewatching it, having to share it with all of you, made me disgusted for myself because there's other people that like this kind of stuff that kind of accept that it's just been filmed. It's over. There it is. Maybe some of these actors, it's like the worst thing they ever did in their lives. Like the female actress says, she wants no part of it. Probably wishes that it could be buried and never seen again. But it's there, and there's no other movie like it. And there's no way that it'll ever be made again. This kind of movie, for better, probably for better. But in the halls of antiquity of cinema, Cannibal Holocaust has its place somewhere.
I agree.
That's all I'd say. So I'm gonna go 4 stars.
4.
So 80%
between 100
on Letterboxd. I think so. 3.5 to 4 is where I'm at.
Okay, but you have to give it a number between 0 and
80 out of 100.
80, 85.
Hey Prag, I just I'll like one more thing just about the animal death, and why it matters for this film specifically. Because one of my favorite films of all time, a film I gave 5 stars, and I think it's 100%. I think it's a perfect film. Is Come and See, the Soviet war anti-war film.
Oh, I want to see that actually. I hear that's coming.
It's really good. It's really, really good. But in making it, they use live rounds on set, like live rounds, and they kill a cow on set. I think the difference between why I think that film it doesn't affect that film is because that film's about anti-war and doesn't have anything to do with animal cruelty. I think it's wrong that they made it and killed a cow on set, but it doesn't affect the film. I don't think the film has anything to do with that.
They don't zoom in on that or slow-mo the death, or it just kind of happens. Or
it happens, but also the film just isn't about that. While as with Cannibal Holocaust, while as with Cannibal Holocaust, it's all about it's all about exploitation and why exploitation is bad. That's what the film's about, but then they did it. Then, I think that changes the text of the film, right? It actually changes what they're saying and what the actual themes of the film are. But it doesn't for Come and See.
I know.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I can condemn.
Yeah, I got you. I know this is 100% exploitive use of the death of animals.
Listen, it's just they wanted to make a death metal album, and they made a perfect death metal album. That doesn't mean that I always want to listen to death metal. A Meshuggah album is perfect in its own way, because it's crazy technical, and it's only certain people want it. But they do the thing immaculately, even though I don't agree generally with the pieces and things. And this is very different because I condemn the way they made it. But at the end, if they set out to make a country western album or a fucking movie, a musical. And maybe I'm not great. I'm not crazy about the musical or whatever.
Let's get going on that.
They did the thing.
I just think the art changed and made it worse. Yeah. Anyway,
well, that's why we have multiple reviews. It doesn't mean I don't want them to do. I like. For me, a horror movie. It's not even a scary movie. If this movie didn't scare me, it horrified me and disgusted me, and that's what they wanted to do. And it's very hard to get to someone like me because I've been around a long time. I've seen and been around crazy shit for all the time, and I've seen a lot of things. And to press certain buttons, and that's why they do the sexual violence stuff, because that gets some people, and the animals, because those are innocents. And the way this film plays with depravity and innocence, because the people who live in the forest are also in some ways innocent, because they're really just going about their day when the film crew shows up. And to me, it's I think that's all he was trying to say. And maybe that's all there was, and I don't like how he did it, but he did do it, right? And I don't agree with some country I don't agree with, but if they make an amazing jet fighter or something, then I'm like, oh, that's a sick jet fighter.
Even
though I don't like North Korea. You know, it's like I don't like the way they do it or got it done, but I'm like, oh shit, I have to worry about that thing. That's a thing, you know?
Fair enough.
And that's what I'm saying. It's just a philosophical difference.
Yeah.
And I understand that people will hate this movie. It's very hateable. So many aspects of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. There, Bear. I'm sorry that this is just a disgusting, revolting, no merit experience. But for a lot of people, you can call them serial killers if you want to. Round them up, put them in camps. These serial killers that love Cannibal Holocaust, they exist, and they treasure this movie. They treasure the genre for whatever reason. They like that sickness in their belly. They like to feel it. And this movie is one of those movies that can bring you, except if your name is Time, you will not feel that.
And like, if people want to see a movie that makes you feel like this without the visceral visual, Clockwork Orange is a great movie to see, because there's a lot of heavy shit in that movie too. About like the insanity.
I wish that Kubrick killed an animal in one of his movies for exploitive.
Well, I mean, it's not even like, I'm just saying, like, you could get to that place without doing the things they did in this movie, and that's an example of a movie that does it without, you know, brutalizing humans and
there's so
innocent
many movies
animals
from this time period. Hong Kong, Italian, that utilize animal death for shock. It was a big trope almost of the time. Maybe that people were becoming immune to. So this movie really ratcheted that up in a disgusting, spectacular fashion.
Yeah, and I don't condone it.
No,
I don't condone it either. And like, you can give something a good review and not condone it. Does that?
I agree. No, I agree, Prag. That's what I'm saying.
I don't want anyone to think like I'm like, oh, it was so sick when they fucking kicked that little pig.
Prag.
Like,
yeah, I agree.
I had to get up and go to the toilet and pee when they kicked that little pig, because like I had to pause the movie.
Yeah, that was the real sort of nastiness coming through of what's going on at the core of the director.
You can kill an animal for food, but like there's a way to slaughter animals for food, and that's not how you do it, right?
And that was my point about bringing out Come and See, because that's a film I'd give a glowing high positive review. Like, it's one of the best films I've ever seen, right?
Yeah.
But they killed a pig. No, not a pig, a cow, for real. And I don't condone that. I'm just saying, like, the animal death in this movie changes the actual film and changes what
it's 100% exploitive. It's 100% done on purpose to be nasty, to be cruel, especially when they kick the fucking pig or they got the monkey down and the little monkey, all that shit.
And then
cut the top of the head off and then pull the brain out, bro.
And then turn around and try and make a film that's commenting on and criticizing
that's
that kind
what
of
they're hiding that around that.
That's why I give it a 30.
It's really just a film about cocaine and fucking getting rocks off, I guess. I don't know, but I think that's the kind of movie, like, if you think of like who's that fucking guy, Rob Zombie, who makes he makes like
Rob Zombie. He
tries
to
go there. I know he worships.
There's no way he can do anything like this now, because the system's different. He can't make a movie like this. Making a movie like this is impossible. Is all I'm saying.
And so he's like trying to talk about it, but this is the thing. So I respect that
quite a bit. I really like his Halloween 2 remake. I'm a big fan of it. I don't like the first one, but I think Rob Zombie cooked on Halloween 2. So
I don't care for any of it. Stop remaking movies. If you're going to be a horror, make something new. I want to be titillated by something new. I don't want to see the same remake again. And if I see another remake,
that's what I like about Halloween 2.
No. We won't be making any more films at all ever again. I'll stop all the films from being made.
Okay, but that's what I like about his Halloween 2.
Come on, guys, can't we make up some new things though?
And it's about trauma, and it's good. I like it. What are we doing next week, Prag? Oh, sorry, Admiral.
No, I said, I did it again.
I cannot wait for the next one. I cannot wait.
Caligula or something.
I want to watch Caligula so bad.
That's what I probably should have done here before I should have waited on Cannibal Holocaust for like the finale of the exploitation.
I'm going to tell you the next movie. But first I want to give a congratulations to Fox Mulder 81 for his first affiliated channel, Super Watch Party.
Well done.
Sensational. Second, we've never watched a Paul Thomas Anderson film here, which is crazy because he's a fucking smoker. So we're gonna watch Boogie Nights because I know you guys haven't seen it. Well, what's the matter? You don't even know what it is. It's not a
PP.
It's not
Thomas
a,
Anderson is. Oh my god, it's fine. It's fine.
What,
it's
bitch?
Fine.
Go ahead, no, say it.
Say what you're going to say about Paul Thomas Anderson.
What are you gonna say about Paul Thomas Anderson?
I don't want to ruin him for you. Just it's fine. It's fine.
Huh?
It's fine.
Were you about to say Paul Thomas
What's the matter
Anderson's
with you? Are
overrated?
you okay?
He signed the Polanski letter. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Did.
Didn't he? Didn't he?
Hey, listen,
I
my
don't
guy.
know.
I
thought
just
he
got
did.
Cannibal
God damn
Holocaust
it.
in '95. Do you think I can get shaken by anything?
There was.
Let me check.
I don't give a fuck what
he has
did.
a new movie coming out that I actually thought looked pretty good. I can't remember.
Licorice
what it
Pizza
was.
was great too.
The
All right,
which one?
but you guys haven't seen Boogie Nights. It's fire.
I haven't seen it
It's
yet,
hilarious. It's a comedy, really. It's not like Nymphomania because there's not
got
a tremendous
Wahlberg in
amount
it.
of fucking. It's funny. Have
Paul
you seen it
Thomas
the whole
Anderson
time?
did not sign
No.
the
Okay,
We
you
didn't
guys
know,
are in
but-
for a treat.
Not
You guys are
sign
gonna
the
have
letter.
fun. It's a long
got,
movie, so make
it's
sure
got
you
that
have
girl in it
like
that I really
3
love.
hours. It's 3
Julianne Moore.
hours.
Julianne Moore. I love Julianne Moore.
Julianne
She's
Moore.
great.
And,
I'm looking
Roller
forward to it.
Girls
I
in
love
it,
Paul Thomas
Heather
Anderson.
Graham.
His new movie
Burt
looks
Reynolds
really good.
won
Yeah,
an
you're
Reynolds
right.
is
Oscar.
great, yeah.
Yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman's in it.
Should we book
Rest
ABBA
in
for the
peace.
next show tonight? So because we know the dates that are open, so we have them in front of us.
I need to extend the calendar. We can do it later. We can do it
All right,
later.
we'll get back to you, Emma.
Thank you so much for coming on
What are
again,
you gonna
Abbabox.
pick next?
It's
No, I'm not going to
always
thank him because now I'm like traumatized and I'm on the record for giving this movie
I
a 95.
really do. I think that this is a film worthy of discussion, but
Yeah.
also in the world we live in nowadays, it is just a can of guts and worms and just everything that we're trying to move on from with as a culture. So I get it. I feel bad that I brought it here and let everyone judge me as a serial killer deep down if they need
Nobody
to.
thinks that.
I don't know what else to tell you. God
I think
bless.
it's worth talking about for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Watch that documentary on Shudder.
I think
to close
Time
the
is a
chapter.
serial killer now. Now I know he's a serial
Yeah,
killer.
that's what I was most surprised by. That it
like
didn't affect time.
Time is the one
much.
that tripped me out the most.
He
I'm
loved
scared of him now.
Urasaki, remember? He loved it more than I expected.
More than you ever
It's a
wanted
good
him to. What do you think the next movie is going to be, though?
I watched it again the other day.
If you had to guess,
Well,
Emma.
he
Gotta watch that
threw
remake.
around some movies. He threw
Maybe
around
Caligula by Tinto Brass, even though he didn't really direct it. Robert Guccione took it
Have
over.
you ever heard
but
the song Tinto Brass by Porcupine Tree? You should check it out. It's pretty fire.
it must be about the Italian director who
It's
eventually
just
went
like
on to
a
make softcore
instrumental.
sex movies.
Yeah, it's an instrumental that would go in a Tinto Brass movie, so it's kind of like an homage to
Or you guys
Tinto
want to get
Brass.
into Nazis? Salon Kitty's about a Nazi brothel. That's also Tinto Brass. That's what got him the.
I like that one.
Want to get into Nazi
Yes.
exploitation next? Holy moly!
I'm,
What was that
I'm
one
looking
about the
forward to
Nazis
whatever
on
you
the-
pick.
There was
Let
that
me think about
hentai
it.
about the Nazi moon base that you mentioned or something. There's like a
That's the
I was
next
interested in that one.
Ritsukido G. There's a Nazi
yeah,
element
I'm
to
interested
it.
in that. I'm interested.
Really
I'm always
good.
interested in moon.
Yeah, maybe we should do
bases.
like film and then hentai and film hentai film. Keep going back and
You're in
forth.
some hentai.
Yeah.
Would you be our hentai correspondent? And like maybe every couple months you could like give us hentai updates.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm trying to live. I mean, I went on a little bit of a journey on that live on stream, and I'm still struggling to put that back
It
in the
was
bottle
beautiful.
Shout out for
It was
Abbabox. Like,
beautiful.
and cover it up. And
It
never
might be
let it
my
out
favorite
again.
episode.
what's going
It might
on
be
in
my favorite
Abbabox
episode.
channel on Twitch? What's coming up? What do you want everyone to know about?
We're
what are we gonna
logging
hype?
every physical movie I own on Letterboxd. We get about 15 done a stream. We talk movies. We chill. It's a chill stream. Have a lot of
Tonight,
physical
follow you
media.
on
A lot. 2
Letterboxd.
copies of Cannibal Holocaust, as you can see here. Also, look at this cover. Just as disgusting as the film. This new
Yeah.
cover they
So
put out
it's-
for it.
it's
Like
shiny.
this is
Like,
everything
oh.
in a nutshell. This is like
I can't.
I
see.
live in
Oh,
this-
okay.
it's just disgusts me.
Oh, now I
honestly.
see it. Now I see it. Oh God.
I'm now
embraces the
following
nasties.
you. I'm now following you on Letterboxd.
I'll follow
Abbabox.
for a follow on Letterboxd. Tomorrow
Hell
we
yeah.
roll the dice, decide everything we do in a game called Blue Cut, and then I do an RPG call-in show where I have people call in, and then I run them through made up scenarios, and put them on adventures.
Would you ever
I
do a
see.
Cannibal Holocaust RPG?
I've done a cannibal movie scenario before. 'Cause
What
I had a-
about-
I see you recently
ongoing
watched. I see you recently watched.
serious Cannibal Holocaust RPG. That would be fucking crazy.
I see you recently watched Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah, I watched it.
We
I
watched
was
that in
there.
Discord. We watched the new film Dirty Work, which Vinegar Syndrome put out, the R-rated original cut, which is super funny. Then we watched Clifford and we watched Freddy Got Fingered in the Discord.
Love it.
I'm on
Yeah.
side. Well, you
So
want
good. Clifford
you
is
want to
so
go
fucking
there?
good.
We could go there
Charles
too.
Grodin.
That's a
If I wanted to
It's up
controversial
to you.
topic.
It's entirely up to you.
Let
What
me
did
think
he
about
say?
it.
Oh.
Caligula,
But thank
Freddy
you,
Got Fingered.
You
everyone,
gonna stream
for
tonight?
joining
Wait,
us.
hold on, Abba. Are you
I'm
streaming
streaming
tonight?
right after this. As soon as this
Okay,
is
good.
uploaded, it looked like it's doing good. 94% it says.
Mine's at 44.
Oh shit! Okay.
I mean, we would rate
But
it.
you
but
can leave,
We're
you can
confident. We're
Yeah.
confident.
No,
I'm
I'll
like,
wait.
and
I'll
actually,
see it where it's at.
you don't need to.
It's
rate
just
from
my
us.
upload, right? That needs to go.
No, JC.
I don't know
Uh,
how it works.
Everyone's needs to, but you can
We'll
leave after
stay.
yours is uploaded.
Okay.
Um,
Thank you guys for allowing me the opportunity to stir the pot here
Yeah.
with everyone and their feelings on this disgusting film, Cannibal Holocaust from 1981 by Ruggero
All right, we'll
Deodato.
book you again
I'm
soon
so
for the
glad you
next
brought
one.
it up. I've been wanting to watch it for ages.
For the line
Goodbye.
through it, you did it. Bye
Who's
bye.
the real cannibal?
Bye-bye. Who's
Who
the real
is the real
cannibal?
cannibal?
Time.
It's me.
Time goes to
Who
waste.
are
Might be a
I
cannibal
wonder-
the whole time.
I